Hello creators, this is Kenya of Khalid's Creations, where every creation tells a story. I don't have a story for you tonight though, but I do have a creation. I mean, I guess I can freestyle a story. I'm not gonna do it though. But anyway, I am going to make like a spa themed basket, but we're gonna use something a little unorthodox, a little different, and that is this two-tier basket. I guess it's a fruit basket. I got this from Dollar General, y'all, last year sometime. I know it was 90% off because I paid $1 for it. Yup, sure did. And in this basket, I am going to use a face mask. This True Living Canada say Eucalyptus. I know how to read, y'all. I can't read it today. Eucalyptus mint. I have this body wash that says sugar key lime. I know it's not eucalyptus, it's always mint, but it's green. A pair of fuzzy socks that I put a little piece of foam cardboard into it, and I tied a little sage green bow on it. Now I get the cardboard thing from Claudia. Claudia does that on her socks all the time, and I think that's a nice idea to make it like stand up instead of slouching over. You have to roll them up. I got this Choose Joy plaque thingy from Dollar General this past sale. I think I paid 10 cents for it or 25 cents for it. I think I got one that was 25 cents. Half off half. Yeah, 25 cents. They had one that said relax. I wish I would have got the relax one, but I got the Choose Joy. And I used this because of the mint green color. Can y'all see it? There we go. And I have this mint green like loofah. I got this from Aldi's. And I have, of course, the Yardley Eucalyptus and Mint bath salts. And I also have the Yardley aloe and avocado soap. And I got this soap from CVS. But I did see some in, what was I in? I was in Burlington. I saw some in Burlington. And I have a little sprig of eucalyptus that I'm gonna put in there. And so the basket is full of holes, right? And I didn't want to put shred in it because you'll see it. And I didn't want to put shred, and I could not shred, y'all, contractor's paper. I could have put contractor's paper in it and like balled it up into white tissue paper, and I did do that, but I didn't like the way it looked. So what I decided to do was use 2 towels, and these are hand towels, and they're very nice and very soft hand towels. And I got these hand towels from Walmart. Walmart had a 4-pack of towels, and I wish I could show it to you. They're in the other room. But it was a 4-pack of towels. They're like soft spa towels. They were so pretty. And I have been watching these towels and watching these towels and watching these towels, y'all. Walmart had these towels for about, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 months, seemed like it. And they never went down. I think the regular price of them was $8. And they only put them down to $4.50. And I have been watching those towels, y'all, and watching those towels and watching those towels. And I remember one day I went in there and the towels were gone. And I was like, what the freaking heck happened to the towels? And they had put them, because they had them on an end cap. And they decided to put them on a in the clearance department. And with them putting them in the clearance department, I thought they was, had went down. I had scanned them, And them bad boys was still $4.50. And I was like, ugh. So I kept going around there, kept going on there. I'm going to pause that for just a second, quit pinning that story. I rolled it up and I placed it on the inside of the bucket, to give it a nice little, little aesthetic. It look cozy, look like sitting on a cloud, I suppose. But so that's that. Back to the story. And so I went and I went one day and they were over there in the aisle, and right, y'all, this was around the time that school was, they was putting all this school stuff on clearance. Cause I had went over there and the little girls, no, not little girls, the young ladies were putting they were doing something with the school stuff. Because I remember the girl was like, I hope this stuff say donate so I can get rid of it. And so when I heard her say that, I said, baby, when is y'all gonna mark these tiles down? She said, what you talking about? I said, these tiles right here. And I lifted it up and I showed it to her. She told me, what is it? I said, it's a tile. It's 4 tiles. She told me, I thought them was dishcloths. I said, no, ma'am. I said, it's 4 tiles. And I said, these things been $4.50 for the last 5 months. Why do y'all hold on to y'all stuff so? She said, well, it's the manager. And I say, well, what, is he in love with these tiles or something? I said, because I've been waiting on these tiles to go down forever. And the girl that was with her told me, yeah, they have been over here for a while. And she looked at them, she said, well, she said, how much they is? I say, $4.50. She said, oh, well, I can mark them down to $3. And she had a whole little thing of them, a whole little case. Can y'all see that? She had like a whole little case of them. And I say, $3. She said, yeah. I said, girl, that ain't nothing. Then she looked at me and she said, okay, $2. And I said, how about $1? She said, $1? I said, yeah, mark them $1. They been here forever. Get rid of them. She said, and if I mark them $1, then what? I say, if you mark them $1, and I looked over there, I said, how many over there in that thing? She said, I don't know, about 20, 30 of them. I said, well, mark them $1, baby, and I'll take all of them, and you ain't got to worry about them. She said, say less. I said, okay, say more. So she marked them for $1. Y'all, I dropped my head thing. She marked them for $1 for me. And I grabbed all of them for $1. And I don't know if y'all know which ones I'm talking about, but they are very, very soft. Very, 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 very soft. They feel so good, Lord. So yeah. Y'all know I always got a story for y'all when I come on this house. That's that video. Okay. There we go. I mean, this is the gist of it. And we're going to put a little eucalyptus on the back of this, back here, to give it a little je ne sais quoi, a little something, something. Okay. And there you have it, y'all. You know, my stuff be quick and to the point and so child. But here's your little basket. A little spot basket. Oops. And I have it in brown also. Like, I'm loving this green though. I ain't too fond of the brown. Y'all let me know what y'all think of the brown. Let me go get the brown for a second. And here go the brown. This is like the cocoa. I guess you can call it cocoa. So I have the Happy Home plaque. I have the Dove Cocoa Butter Restore. I have a brown loofah. I have the coconut cream moisturizer back here. But while we're in the back, I'm gonna stay back there, right? I have a coconut sheet mask. I have a brown eye mask. We're gonna come around here. Now this ain't coconut, but it's brown. It's orange zest and peppermint. And then I got the Yardley cocoa butter. I have the Thai coconut roll-on oil, a sea salt amber candle, and a pair of brown socks. Can I put them both in the screen? I don't think so, but let me try. There we go. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Y'all have a good night.